But then with passage, I think that this is literally an existential model. So this is an object that once you enter, you are moving towards your own shadow, moving into darkness, moving into the unknown, in which you become hyper-aware of your own body scale, of your movement, of everything. So in a sense, the subject of all of this work is the viewer's experience. The biggest challenge of all is to find a way of not making statues. What is a statue? A statue usually is an idealization of a hero, a sexualization of a woman, a freeze frame in a narrative. I want to use the stillness and silence of sculpture to engage the life of the viewer. And there is no story other than the story that the viewer brings to it. What's interesting is in our day, the commodification of art has kind of exploded. And I think that this is the least interesting side of it. The other side is the degree to which people are genuinely interested in the space that art offers, the imaginative potential space that art offers. And I think that's the biggest change, certainly for me in London. When I started, I never thought I was going to sell anything. I never imagined that I would, have a gallery in London and New York, whatever. But there's been an explosion of interest and a huge growth in museums, not as treasure houses, but as places of experimental making, in which the engagement of the public is welcomed. And I think that this, I'm very, very positive about that, because I think in a time when both religion and politics have failed us in terms of giving any kind of model for the future, I think that art really can give us a very clear space to reflect on what kind of a future we collectively want to make. There's too much art that is about art, that makes references to the last nano movement in art. And I wanted to make work that was to do with life, not. These are all questions. What is the human condition? What is a human being? How do we relate to time? How do we occupy space? Does space exist inside us in terms of the imaginative potential of consciousness? Or is it actually something that is infinite and infinitely expanding outside of us? Those, you could say, existential or conditional questions, I think they're relevant to everyone. And I'm not so bothered really about the status of this work. People used to be obsessed with style, and that in a way the credibility of an artist was in a sense based on the consistency of a stylistic and the stylistic progression. And I think of these all, in a way they are all conceptual works that have been materialized, that now ask a question in meta. And I'm happy to say that people seem to be interested to use them to question their own existence.